right, calling the Gladstone City Commission for February 8th to order. First up is invocation and pledge allegiance, led by Reverend Nathan Longauger from the United Covenant Church.
Shall we pray? Loving God and Father of us all, we want to give you thanks that we can gather in this fashion and in this manner here this evening. We thank you for the opportunity and the freedom that affords us the privilege to gather in this way to discuss and to share thoughts and values that affect our community. And so I pray for your guidance and care to be upon the mayor and the commissioners and all who take part here this evening. I pray that you will lead them and each one with your wisdom and your guidance. We again are very grateful that we have this freedom to be able to share in this way, and may we always give you thanks and give you thanks for those who have given so much that we might be able to meet like this and to govern like this. So we again ask for your presence and your blessing to be upon this gathering. I pray this in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call.
Mayor Bostrick?
Here.
Commissioner O'Connor?
Here.
Commissioner Phelan?
Here.
Commissioner Thompson?
Here.
Commissioner View?
Here. Okay, first up is public comment, but before we have anything from the audience, Darla has a check presentation.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Charlie Becker from Community Foundation and Gary LaPlante, Director of Community Foundation, presenting Dr. Mary Cretin's money to the city.
Thank you very much. Again, my name is Charlie Becker, and I'm here this evening on behalf of the Community Foundation for Delta County to present a check on behalf of the Dr. Mary Cretin's trust agreement. Dr. Mary died in May of 2005, and the Community Foundation of Delta County received her trust in 2007. Dr. Mary, that most folks know, lived in Gladstone, grew up in Gladstone, and lived in the Buckeye area. And she made arrangements in her trust to provide for a disbursement to the city of Gladstone every year. And in her fund agreement, she was very specific as to what the money would be used for. Some of the uses include the recreation programs within the city, improvements to the cemetery, maintenance of a suitable fishing dock, events surrounding the 4th of July parade and fireworks, and establishment and maintenance of playgrounds in the city, downtown city. Since 2007, Dr. Mary Cretin's Trust, via the Community Foundation, has provided the city of Gladstone an amount of $1,168,305. So $1,168,305. So on behalf of the Community Foundation, it is my pleasure this year to present a check to the city of Gladstone in the amount of $179,333.05. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got the check?
Would you like to do a photo in front of the map? Yeah, that's what we normally do. Come on. Don't be bashful.
Oh.
We'll get it. You're well at one.
The color.
So you can decide if you want this check is bigger.
Okay, still on public comment? All right. Conflict of interest. I just want you guys to know that my name's on there for the appointment to the election workers. So I don't know if you guys want me to, if you think that's a conflict of interest to vote on appointing.
I think we went through this before when my daughter's on there too.
Right.
Last time it was not a conflict of interest, so.
Correct. Typically, if the city commission had any, or the city had any proposals, or you were on for the city election, Jay has been an election worker of mine. He does not work, obviously, when it's a city election or a proposal. So this year, they're not, they're the federal, the state, possibly could have a county one, but at this point, there would be no conflicts unless the city did a proposal, so. You guys would have to, if you're in agreement, there is a conflict or not.
How do we do that, in the form of a proposal, or?
I have it recorded that Jay stated the conflict of interest, and then you would just go through and each say if you feel he has a conflict and whether to vote or not on that agenda item.
I don't think there's a conflict.
I don't think there's a conflict either. There's no conflict.
Okay?
No. Okay.
No. So Jay, you are obligated to vote on that
All right.
agenda item.
All right, first up then will be the consent agenda for the regular meeting of January 25th, the City Commission and School Board joint for January 18th, the EDC for January 19th, the City Hall DPW Subcommittee of January 20th, the Compost Subcommittee of January 25th, and payment of bills.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as published.
I'll support.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Thompson, support by Commissioner Phelan. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're supposed to amend the agenda too. So there's going to be two things added to the first one is under C would be union negotiations for public safety groups. And then D, we're going to talk about an open forum.
Together on that.
Okay.
I'll move that we add the two items to the agenda, C, union negotiations, and C, open forum meeting discussion.
I'll support.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner View, support by Commissioner Thompson to add C and D. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're gonna open the public, first we'll talk about the public hearing for Regional Revolving Loan Fund.
I'd like to introduce Colleen Duflo is here with us tonight. She's with Northern Initiatives, and she's just going to give a brief history on the core of the loan for Delfab, and then we can open the public hearing after that. If you'd like, please.
As Darla mentioned, Northern Initiatives manages the Regional Revolving Loan Fund for the city, also known as the CDBG funds or Community Development Block Grant Funds. So as manager of those funds, I'm here as the public comment portion for the loan request for Delfab Manufacturing. And they've requested $200,000 in working capital. It's for assistance to purchase materials, provide labor costs, and provide operating capital while they manufacture the DF703 Phoenix Feller Buncher. The job or the loan will help create at least 6 full-time jobs that will stay here in Gladstone. Not only are they 6 full-time jobs, but also manufacturing jobs, so very critical to the area and also critical to the state of Michigan. So I'm here just to address any public comments or concerns and answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. All right, the forum, public hearing is now open.
Is there any risk of those funds costing the city of Gladstone anything?
Yes, the same risk that was there when you had managed the funds. There's what's called a clawback provision that if the job requirements are not met or the national objective is not met, which is creating jobs or creating those jobs to meet the 51% low to moderate income jobs, then technically the city could be at risk for those funds. That risk was always there even when you managed it. In practice, in theory, it's there. In practice, the state, to our knowledge, has not come back and done that to any of the cities or municipalities or townships that had the funds. In theory, they could, though.
Can you follow up on this as far as the meeting requirements?
Yes, absolutely. There are annual reporting requirements. And the way it was explained to us is as long as there was a good faith effort, no malicious intent, as long as it appeared that they were trying to meet the objective, then typically things were okay.
Are these permanent jobs or?
The intent is that they're permanent jobs, yes.
All right, the public hearing is now closed.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, first up, new business is Delta County Economic Development Alliance request.
Tonight we have with us Vicki Schwab. She's the director of the Economic Development Alliance. And this is, this request is for $7,000 for the 2015 fiscal year, the one we're about to close in about 6 weeks here. So it was budgeted in the EDC fund. EDC approved it, but it's ultimately your decision, Commission. So turn it over to Vicki.
Good evening, City Commissioners, and good evening, Manager Falcon. On behalf of the Delta County Economic Development Alliance, I'd like to express our sincere appreciation for the ongoing support we've received from the City of Gladstone. In addition to Manager Falcon's service on the EDA board, the City of Gladstone has assisted us with contributions over the past many years, and we appreciate your consideration of a $7,000 contribution. We operate from a plan of work with the function to lead in the promotion of economic development of Gladstone and all of Delta County through the retention, the expansion, and the attraction of business and industry. We serve all of Delta County, and our activities benefit the entire region. Some highlights of the work we did on behalf of the City of Gladstone this past year include connecting with area business and prospects. We hosted 6 confidential site visits. We facilitate a CEO manufacturing roundtable. This is a 6th year this group has met to exchange items of mutual interest and concern. Gladstone businesses that participate include Bessie, Van Air, Marble Arms, and Norfab. We developed in partnership with Darla the North Shore marketing brochure and promote that product. We refer businesses and prospects to the DDA, your facade programs, and city revolving loan fund options. DELFAB is an example. We maintain an inventory of assets and resources, utilize a national real estate marketing tool that we subscribe to called Zoom Prospector. In that tool, we can market properties including the North Shore and the industrial park. We continue to work with the Connect Michigan program to improve broadband access in our rural underserved areas. We execute marketing, promotions, and public relations for the community. We leverage the excellent collaboration and partnership we have in place with our Commerce Center organizations. This group brings in world-class events like Gus Macker and the Cabela's NTC and others. We conduct local, national, radio, television, and newsprint. We support education, training, and workforce development. We have a very close collaborative partnership with Michigan Works to place people in meaningful jobs. In 2015, in Delta County, Michigan Works posted 957 jobs. They filled 662 for a wage impact of over $15 million. We nominate companies to participate in training programs to help gain skills in the workforce. We support EMP's Dream Skills Factory. This is a collaboration with Gladstone Schools, and their students have access to a skilled trades career and the accountability and the responsibility that goes along with it. We assume a leadership role in the community for economic development. We continue to be a champion and participate in the Superior Trade Zone that's been designated to Marquette and Delta counties. We facilitate the Delta County Hannahville Collaborative Task Force. This is a group that conducts joint advocacy and education visits to Lansing and brings Lansing here on topics of importance to our region. Most recently, dark store, of course, energy is always a top priority, and education. We've met with you each, and we thank you for that, and we shared our annual service summary along with more details and a year in review to highlight the great work that we've accomplished together. Your generous contribution goes a long way towards supporting our mission to provide leadership to strengthen, support, and attract businesses, developing a prosperous community. Thank you for your consideration. Now I'd like to introduce Tom Butch, the chairman and president of the EDA board.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, I will be very brief, I guarantee you. Vicki has covered the entire area, I think, quite well, and we have had a chance to dialogue. First, as she did, I'll thank you for your contributions of funds, but also thank you for your support of economic development in this community. Also, allowing Darla to serve on our board. She's a very valuable member. She interfaces and gets information and provides good information to us at the same time. The amount we asked for was the $7,000. We hope you can see your way clear to authorize that through the budget. We think just as important as the dollar amount is the fact that you would be supporting and giving a visible indication of your support for business growth and development in this area. Gladstone has always been known as a can-do, will-do, works hard with business and cooperates with business. So we think your gift, not only would it be helpful in economic development, but would make a statement that's consistent with the strong support that Gladstone has always given for businesses. So with that, I thank you very much.
Any questions for Vicki or myself? Or
That, the only question, that 7,000 when we were going in a budget session, that was already budgeted from the last commission?
yeah,
And it wasn't spent, because I was looking at that in the budget thing, and I noticed it was 7,000, year-to-date, nothing.
nothing.
So that amount is already spoken for, basically what the last commission has set
It was
forth for
approved,
this.
yeah, in the last budget.
Okay.
Where does the 7,000 come from? Does that come from the general funds? Does it come from EDC funds? Where does it come from?
EDC funds.
If we decided not to spend that $7,000, could we use it for MERS payment, or would it stay in the EDC?
It'd stay in the EDC fund.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to move that we approve the 7,000 for the EDA funding for 2015. I think it's money well spent because they're out there marketing not only Gladstone, but the whole Delta County area. And, you know, we all want more jobs around here. We want to fill more houses, and, you know, this is good money spent towards accomplishing that goal. So I move that we should approve that $7,000.
And I'll support it, because it was already approved by the last commission. They thought it was well worthwhile. I'm not informed enough to know how much they actually do, but I mean, if we have it there from the last year, I'll support that motion.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Thompson, support by Commissioner View to authorize to give the Delta County Economic Development Alliance $7,000. Any more discussion?
I would like to see some documentation as we go forward as far as the dollar impact, so we can use this next year to determine if this is worthwhile to continue.
Sure.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, next is authorize the clerk to appoint election workers for the March 8th, 2016 presidential primary.
For election law, I need your authorization to appoint my election workers and alternates for the March 8th. It's a presidential primary election. I have 2 precincts. The first one, Gladstone City Hall. Second one is at the Gladstone Sports Park. And a third, actually, you could say, is the AV counting board for all the absentee ballots. When it's a state or a federal election, we use the absentee counting board, and they're over in the electric department. Also have a receiving board that is required for elections. Now it's 2 people of differing parties. At the end of the night, the precincts turn those their reports and their ballots and everything into and get checked in and checked out for the end of the night. So I need workers in all of those positions. Attached is the current list of election workers that I have right now for a state and federal one. I'll be using most everybody, or at least they're on the alternate list in case something comes up, somebody can't. So if you'd be so kind to authorize me to do so.
Well, I'll move that we authorize the election inspector list of 2016 that's in our packet. The 20 people on the list.
I support.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner View, support by Commissioner Phelan, to authorize the city clerk to appoint the election workers. Any more discussion?
Is this the maximum number you always need, or do you use them all at one time, or?
It depends. Some are available, some are not available, depending. Sometimes things come up, where I need to pull somebody out. So I do keep a couple as an alternate. They know they could be called.
But each election, you have to have 20 people work the election?
Not 20
Okay.
people, but I usually have at least 4 to 5 in each precinct for a state and
Oh,
federal
so you got
one.
extra here. too.
Yeah, so, there's at least 10. I'll have 3 to 4 in the counting board, and then the 2 come in later. But, yeah, it's a bigger election, so I need a few more people. But anybody who's interested, too, I'm always taking applications for it, so. We have a lot of elections this year. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. We're going to do the union negotiation for public safety groups. Darla?
Yep, I received a letter today, which you all were emailed today. The public safety union, there's actually 2 unions, a command officer union and a public safety officer union. We're approaching the 4th year of their contract, and they have a wage reopener. Wages is the only thing we're discussing. So in the past, the negotiation team was 2 commissioners and myself. So I'm looking for 2 commissioners to join me and do some research and meet with the union when it's, agreeable to both parties.
When does the contract expire?
The contract expires March 31st, 2017.
Okay, so this is the free to this.
Yep, April 1st, 2016, that's the 4th year of the contract,
Okay.
that's the wage reopener.
Well, I emailed you today, I'd be
Yep.
interested in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd email you too, the same things.
You'd be interested too?
Yep.
Everybody else okay with that? Okay. I
Do we
will,
need a motion? Okay. Joe, you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that Commissioner View and Commissioner Phelan work with City Manager Falcon on the wage reopener.
I support it. All right, got a motion by Commissioner Thompson, support by Mayor Bostwick, to appoint Commissioner Phelan and Commissioner View, along with Darla, to go over the public safety group union negotiation. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next is the open forum.
Well, I kind of brought this up, and I've talked to a commissioner about it. We'd like to have an open forum meeting. I'd like to have some discussion with the commissioners where we could, starting in March, we would like to show up about an hour early to basically exchange ideas and views with the general public, where we can talk without parliamentary procedure, just to be able to have that dialogue, to educate ourselves, to educate the public. No decisions to be made. And hot topics can be talked about before the commission meeting. And then we'd have some insight of input from the people. Because at the commission meetings, we have a difficult time when we listen to the people come in with their concerns and we can't answer anything. Basically, because we could get in trouble by not knowing the right answer. Even if we knew the answer, it wouldn't be fair when we didn't know the answer, and then we're answering some and we're not answering others. So we're kind of kept silent that way. And I thought that, once a month, we can see how it works out, where people can come in and we'll see what happens. I just want to get some idea on the other commissioners, what they think about it.
I think it'd be a great idea, because right now, people go to the podium and it's a one-way conversation, just like we speak to you, and you just have to sit there and nod your head in agreement, or go, or don't throw that finger, okay, it is. So, in disagreement. So I think it'd be nice if we could not make any decisions, but just talk about things, because we do have a couple commissions we have. We've got the DPW building, we've got waste, we're gonna probably have others. It'd be nice if people could talk about it and bring up their ideas and concerns they have. So I think an hour a month would not be too much to ask for us to come in.
No, I support it too. I think that's a great idea. That's about the only way we can actually get your opinion on a lot of things. We get to hear you talk here, but by our charter, I guess we're not supposed to talk back to you. So if we had an open forum like that, it'd be a lot nicer, so we could all get on the same page.
So do you want staff at these meetings or just city commission?
Myself, I think all we really need is city commission.
Okay.
I'd skip the staff, because they would not be prepared, because we're not prepared on what questions are going to be asked. So it'd be unfair to have the staff be put on the line.
I agree.
Okay, so do you want to do this like the second
Starting
Monday
in
of every meeting?
Yep,
Or,
yep,
okay.
just to start out and see what happens. I mean, if it's not popular with the citizens and they don't want to really come in and talk, I think it's a way of building trust both ways. And we'll just see what happens, and we can start in March, because we're all booked up for February. I've never seen so many meetings in all my life. How about you?
That's the truth.
All right, does someone want to make a motion then?
I'll make a motion that we entertain the hour a month.
Open
for-
forum meeting.
Open forum before our city commission meeting.
Starting, what date is that, do you know?
The March,
Second meeting in March.
Second meeting? Okay.
how about the first meeting in March? Why don't we do it early in March?
Okay, let's do it the first meeting in March. I'm amending my motion.
You didn't get a second yet, so you're out.
Yeah, so.
So the first meeting in March is the 14th.
14th?
14th of March.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll support the motion.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Thompson, support by Commissioner O'Connor.
Could I just make a clarification?
Yes.
What are you titling this? Just so for advertising, I have to advertise it.
Open
what do you-
discussion with the city commissioners.
Okay. Okay. And that's from
That's all
6
good?
to 7?
Yeah.
6 to 7?
Probably 6:45.
Okay.
So it'd be like,
Do you want to do 5:30 to 6:30 or 5:45 to, or
what do you-
6 to 6:45, is that what you're
6
thinking?
to, yeah.
so 45
I think
minutes?
45 minutes should be enough.
Give you a break in between. Okay.
All right,
Just
all right, any more discussion on it?
I just hope Kim would inform us of is there anything that we should be worried about doing something like this? I mean, it seems like every time we say something or make the wrong move, it's something illegal happening, and I don't want to get into that situation, so I'm,
If you are required by the Open Meetings Act to post it.
Okay.
Which we will comply with. You're required to be here for it then. It is not, you said it's not a decision-making
Right.
area, so you will not be able to make motions or promises or, whatnot. If you keep it informational, you'll want to set up some sort of, strategy for how, so it's not everybody talking at once necessarily, and that's
well,
up
that's
to
where
you
Jay will
guys.
come in.
That's up to you guys to figure out. So you'll, want to have that ahead of time. But to keep you legal, as long as you post it and you stick within those parameters, you should be okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we got a motion and support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next is city manager's report.
First, I wanted to talk about the MML, Michigan Municipal League Workers' Comp Fund. Dan Gilmartin, he's the CEO of MML, recommended me to the nominating committee for the Workers' Comp Board, that I fill a vacancy on that board. It used to be held by Bill Vidia, the city manager in Marquette. He resigned last year, so they've been looking for somebody to fill that seat. The Workers' Comp Board is a 13-member board. They meet quarterly, and they try to have some people from all around Michigan, some elected officials, some appointed officials. I've been talking with Mike Forster. He's the director of MML Risk Management Services. This is a great honor. I'm very humbled that my name was nominated, and definitely willing to serve with them. Just a little bit about the fund. It's the self-insurance fund owned and controlled by 900 member communities and authorities in Michigan. We are responsible by statute for the operation of the fund, and participation would represent both a vital service to our fellow communities and an opportunity for the city to have direct input in the management of this critical entity that protects so many local government employees. All travel expenses associated with service on this board are reimbursed by the fund. They meet quarterly, and they're all over the state, so I can't really, tell you. The first meeting in June is in Boyne Highlands, so not too far away, so I'm gonna say yes, and I think it's quite an honor to be nominated to a board like this.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Couple things from the the minutes of the last meeting. Under public comment, one of the publics talked about terminating the DDA. I think when we had the joint meeting with the DDA board and the city commission, I think the city commission understands the DDA a little bit better now. That this city commission can dissolve the DDA. I think all of you know that, right? It is an option, but that's a commission decision. I mean, if that were to happen, I hope we would at least have a public hearing and maybe more comments from the DDA board and all that kind of stuff. The city does, so the tax capture that we bring in, if the DDA was dissolved, we bring in about $245,000 in tax revenue. Yes, about $100,000 of that is the city's 15.5 mills, but we are able to capture other entities, that can be spent in the DDA district here. So that's the purpose of a DDA fund. So that is an option. Just wanted to clarify that. Another comment was about the playground that was put up at the sports park. Why wasn't that put down by the big pavilion? The sports park master plan called for a playground up there, and when we met with the Bessie family, that's what they chose to fund, not a playground downtown. I think between Kids Kingdom and the Tot Lot downtown, that's plenty of playgrounds downtown. We were definitely missing one up on the bluff. And one other comment Mr. Levine had is that his quote was will the $90,000 loan from the public safety for the fire truck be paid back? In December, the city commission did amend the budget. There was $50,000 budgeted from the electric fund to the general fund to make the down payment for the fire truck. That was amended out, and all of the money for the fire truck is from the John and Melissa Bessie Foundation. So that has all been taken care of. The commission not too long ago supported getting rid of PA 269, Senate Bill 571. That was basically the gag order on cities and schools within 60 days of an election. Judge John Corbett O'Mara ruled that it's likely locals would win on the argument that the former Senate Bill 517 would be ruled unconstitutionally vague. So,
Yeah, but do we have to still follow that yet? Because it's law? I'm just asking.
I think it's going away, so.
That's the way I understood it on the radio. It sounded like it was in the chat now.
They're trying before the
Next election.
March 8th is the next election.
Well, 60 days is here.
Right, so, but to have the word, whatever, done, at the time they said that, it was, March 8th is later on. So, yeah. I don't think we'll see it.
I would like to introduce a new business in town, 1401 Delta Avenue. Dave Harris and Pam Karen will be opening a statewide real estate office there. So they've passed all of our zoning compliance to have the real estate office there, so that's
Where was that at, Darla?
1401 Delta, down at the end. So you'll see some activity going on down there. The utility committee met this morning. This is our normal monthly meeting. Today should have been door knocker day with shut-off day this Wednesday. Due to the weather we're having, we're not gonna go through with door knockers and shut-offs. It's supposed to be pretty cold on Wednesday. But just wanted to bring to your attention the total delinquent accounts, total past due accounts, put it that way, that could have gotten door knockers today, total $54,551. So in March, I think it's March 8th, that will be our normal time to do door knockers again. If the weather's nice, we'll proceed with door knockers and do shut-offs on that Wednesday.
How come that's so
Just-
high? I mean, how many meters do we got? Or is that for like 4,000, yeah,
There's
2,000 water, 2,000?
439 accounts delinquent right now.
That's
So
a lot.
they can go to assistance agencies. We're already getting a lot of people coming in. As soon as my tax return comes, I'll begin to get my account current. But
That's electric, water, and refuge pickup.
yeah,
That's
the
everything.
utilities, yep. So we'll tackle that in March. Then I think everybody should have received their January, February, the review. It's the Michigan Municipal League book. A lot of good articles in here this month. If you haven't had a chance to look at that, they should have been in your mailbox. Really good articles in there this month. Tomorrow morning.
Let me know. If any commissioners haven't received it yet, from them, let me know if they have your name.
It was got it in my mailbox.
When-
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. is our monthly DDA meeting. We're having the public hearing on the budget, so if you'd like to join us, 8 a.m. down at the Gladstone Square. And Wednesday at noon, the joint governmental meeting in Escanaba. If you can make it, the county's going to give an update on the county jail. So we've kind of been hearing a little bit about that. I don't know. I'm anxious to hear it myself, so if you're available Wednesday at noon.
That's at the courthouse.
No, it's at Escanaba Chambers, City of Escanaba. That's all I have.
All right. City Commission and Committee reports. Board of Commission reports.
I did have one under that. The Superior Trade Zone Board met last Friday. I'm a member of that as well. We finally had a quorum. We approved our bylaws. Again, this is just a new board. We're just getting started. And we approved an RFP for a website. So between Delta County and Marquette County, quite a lot of geography to cover there. We're gonna send out RFPs for a website so people can go to one spot and get all the information on the benefits of a Superior Trade Zone. So that was good news there, I thought.
All right, we're back to public comment.
Name is Ken Levine, 2722 South Hill Road. The only comment I got, the 12th, we got another meeting for the compost. Mark hasn't set up the time yet. That's all I know.
My name is Orvis Velikit, live at 34 Maple View Drive. I like that idea of you having that pre-open forum before your meetings, but how are you going to let the public know that you are doing it? I have one suggestion, is put it in with your light billing, then everybody would get one. Because the paper, they ain't 10% of the people who gets the press.
Right, the way we advertise all of our meetings and agendas, I do post it here at City Hall. It's available on our website along with the complete packet that the commission gets. The same time they get it, it goes on our website. You can download there. Also, any special meetings or like this type of meeting would be advertised in the action paper. We don't advertise in the daily press. Sorry,
No.
but yeah, the action paper. It's cheaper and it actually has a higher circulation.
I know this is the age of technology, but I'd say there's a good 30-40% of these people in this town here do not have a computer.
Right, and I know I've
Not
heard that.
one of 'em.
I've heard that before. The library, will assist people as well to access that too. I'm always available. People can call and get the agenda. I've printed it off for them and whatnot. They can call my office in advance to get it, and I can download it for
And
you.
just a suggestion for the first time, put it in with the light bill mailing. Just a little note.
Yep, that would be, a decision that management would have to
decision
make
to
because
make
there is a cost to that, it going out. So, yeah, the powers
Okay.
that be would
Thank
have to
you.
decide that.
Thank you.
Tom Butch, 709 Louita, lifelong resident of Gladstone. So probably lived in Gladstone more than the young folk out here, I guess. Since I asked you in public for the funding, I want to thank you in public for the funding for the EDA. It's very much appreciated, and just as much I said as the funding is the vote of confidence and the pro-business message that the commission is sending. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Commissioner Phelan.
Well, I'd just like to say that we've been working on the budget for the city here past week, and we're going into third meeting now tomorrow. So I know everybody's wondering what's going on. Best way to find out is come down and sit in on these meetings. You can hear what we're talking about. I'd like to stress that we are trying to make the changes that everybody wants to see in this town. It just takes time. It's not gonna, it didn't get this way in a week. It's not gonna get fixed in a week. It's gonna take a little time to get this stuff straightened out, but we're working towards that. That's all I got.
All right, Commissioner O'Connor.
For God's sake, don't come to the meetings, they're awful. I wish I didn't have to be there. Talking about budgets is awful. It's like doing your home budget for your entire lifetime. It's terrible, but we are making progress and we're working forward. Everyone has their own agenda and we're working together on this. Of course, mine is MERS because I'm old. I worry about retirement issues. So that's all I have.
Commissioner Thompson.
I have no comment.
You will when you're old.
Commissioner View.
Outside of the budget that gives me a headache with numbers, I'm gonna talk about something that's happening in Gladstone, not too far around the corner, and it's our Crazy Days. We had a meeting the other day with the head of the Crazy Day Committee, Amber Hansen. A couple of citizens from Gladstone came in and they came up with a new idea to try to make it not so crazy. And it was adding a rhubarb festival. That should calm it down a little bit. Food contest, they'll have bake sales, there'll be entertainment parodies of songs, only the words will be changed to stuff with rhubarb in it. It's gonna be kinda neat. They're gonna have rhubarb contest, children's activities with rhubarb. And these two ladies that came in are all excited about it, and they're gonna join our Crazy Days to make it a little less crazy, a little more substance. But I just want to pass it out there that if anyone else has any ideas that they want to do on this day, which is June 18th, 2016, please get a hold of the DDA and get on our agenda so that we can add you to our list of fun events for the kids in the community and mainly for the businesses to capitalize on bringing people into our community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, tomorrow's the budget workshop is from 4 to 7 here. So if you guys have time and want to stop in and see what goes on, stop on by. I guess that's it. So, Kim?
Yes, it's 4 to 7. Actually, it is the workshop. You have a copy on your desk of the agenda that's been posted for you. There is no additional packet. Bring your packets from the first 2 nights for those funds. If somebody needs that, let me know. I'll be happy to print off, the whole thing for it. Also, today was the last day to register to vote to participate in the March 8th primary. So if you haven't done so, I'll be here for a little while after the meeting if you need to register. Otherwise, we can get you registered. You'll just be able to vote the next election, not the March 8th one. Absentee ballots for voters who are going to be out of town, or if you're 60 years of age or older, you can get one for just being 60 years old. You don't have to stand in line. They are still available in my office. I will be here the Saturday prior from 9 to 2 to hand those out as well to anybody that needs them. That's it. I've just been working on the election stuff.
All right, thank you. Meeting's adjourned.